Oh god. Alright, I'm gonna play with the dog now. Let's see. Sit down. Boring. I'll just wait till more people come on as usual. Go fetch. You know. That was funny. Wow, there's still smoke. Check it out. I don't know if you can see that, but if you can see it, that's smoke from a fire. I can smell it actually. It's coming to me now. It's weird, I haven't smelt it, but until now. Yeah. The white parts are clouds, but if you can see like a dark bit that's moving, that's fire smoke. Oh yeah, I think you can see it now. I'm not sure. Yeah, just come home from Ashton and saw a load of smoke. So I opened the window to the car because it was so hot. So to get some air, I wound down the window and I could smell it and see the smoke. So I had to wind it back up again. We were kind of thought it was going to be our house on fire. I'm so glad it's not, because we've had kind of a bad day. It's kind of a bad day, but also not too bad, if that makes sense. Oh god. When enough people come on, I'll tell you what happened, even though you can probably watch it again. But I don't know how far into this live stream it will be before enough people come on. But there is one person that I need to come on so I could talk to them as well. One of my usual fans. So I need to tell him something as well. Well, I suppose I can start to say it for the people who will be viewing this after the event, you know, on YouTube, if they decide to watch my live stream. I want to show you my outfit too. I'll try and see if I can balance it. Well, there we go. In front of the fling ball. So that's my outfit for today. When I went out, I was wearing heel shoes though. But I'm back in my flats now to be out with the dog. Okay, so that's my outfit. I guess I'll start to say what happened. I'm not really sure if I should play with the dog while I'm eating. Sit down. There's obviously people viewing, but they're not saying anything, so I don't know if anybody's really viewing, anybody's actually watching at all. It says there's one. You know how stupid the view numbering thing is. I think it's nobody because no one's saying anything, so I think it's nobody. But so it's going to be one of those streams, is it, where like nobody watches me? Maybe after the event. Oh well, if it keeps up like this, I guess I'll just make this a really short one. So I'll just say what I have to say and go. So first of all, I want to tell Josh Williams that I will be doing his videos. It'll be either today or tomorrow. It depends on how things go. I don't actually know what time it is now. Let me check. So I suppose I have to do dinner soon. So. But when I go to get changed, whilst dinner is on the go, I suppose I could quickly make the video. Josh Williams is pestering me as usual. This time I suppose I have taken a bit longer to do it because I've been having problems with the cameras and the computers, as always. Sit. You know to do it, so I don't know why you don't do it automatically. So I guess I'll just start my story now. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I know how it is. I know how it is. Whenever I complain about anything, I get penalised for it. Usually by the same people that I'm talking about. I get it. I've got to be the good little girl that keeps my trap shut and not complain about anybody. I mean, the last time it happened, I didn't even name anybody. And I had a go at on my live streams because of telling a story. So I'm not even sure if I should be telling this story, but fuck it. So I'm just gonna tell the story. So we're just in the disabled toilets in Ashton, and because obviously my mum needs to use the disabled toilets, and we heard a load of weird noises. I knew it was a person, but my mum was like, "What's that?" So I just kind of opened the door. By then she was just washing her hands, so she wasn't really doing anything. So I just opened the door just to look because I was wondering what all that noise was. I thought it was somebody mentally ill or something. It wasn't. And after I'd opened the door to check and they saw me, they suddenly started banging on the door and trying to open the door and saying, "What? Oh, we're down to 0 now." So whoever was watching has gone now. Hi Josh, remember I will do your video after today, hopefully. I probably won't do both of them, but I'll do one of them just for now, and I'll do the other one tomorrow. So I know you bought 2 videos. I think it was 2. Yes, I will be doing the videos. Anyway, so they were rattling the door thing, you know, whatever that thing is called, the handle. They were rattling the handle and they were banging, so I thought, you know, they must be really desperate for the toilet. But I kind of had this feeling, because they didn't know my mum was there. They just saw me, so I'm presuming they were doing that because they saw me and they thought they could intimidate me. So it was a shock and surprise to them when my mum came out in her wheelchair and was having a massive go at them because they were banging on she was like, "Are any of you disabled?" And they even admitted that they didn't even want a wee. So why keep banging on the door and saying, "Come on, hurry up"? They didn't even want to have a wee. But we think that they were just doing it like to intimidate me because they thought I was in there. Like, it really doesn't matter who's in there. The fact is, nobody really wants somebody banging on the door and rattling it and saying, "Hurry up." Because sometimes when people, especially if they're having a poop, sometimes it can take longer to have a poop, and sometimes people need sort of quiet and just like no pressure. Some people are like that with having a wee as well. Sometimes they just need to have no pressure when they're doing it, otherwise they can't go. Well, I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you the story about what happened today. While I was out, we went out to Ashton. So I'm telling you the story about what happened today, which is that we're in the disabled toilets and some kids were banging on the door and telling us to hurry up. For absolutely no reason. They didn't want to go, they weren't disabled, they were just hanging around outside being pain in the arses. I'm surprised no one came really, because there's security cameras outside the disabled toilets. So I'm surprised that none of the security sort of came and moved them along. Because it was obviously, it's a gang of kids and they're just like banging on a door, the disabled door. So in effect they're actually picking on vulnerable people, because it would be disabled people that were in the disabled toilets. I mean, not always, sometimes non-disabled people go in. So of course my mum, told them off when she got out. So we decided to tell someone and ask, is there any security around, because those kids were blah blah blah. Then I was chipping in to sort of describe stuff, and my voice is really loud, especially because my adrenaline was up by now. So of course the kids, when my mum was having a go at them, they were like trying to explain it away, you know, and acting like they didn't do anything. And of course they all blamed the friend, you know, one of the friends. I'm 28, but I guess they think I probably look younger, so maybe they thought they could intimidate me because I was like, they thought I was their age or something. I don't know, people take a look at me and they think that they can mess with me, I guess. I don't know why. I don't know, it's just because I'm like, I look like a young girl, you know, like a teenager or like early 20s or something. I don't really know. Or whether it's just because I dress like the way I dress and they think that they can get away with being dickheads. But yeah, they just thought it was me in there, I think. They didn't know my mum was in there, so they thought that they would just try and intimidate me in the disabled toilets. But we were just ignoring them the whole time. My mum said, well, they've got to wait because she wasn't done in there. And I'm like, when people start doing that, I'm thinking, well, you know, if that were me, I'd just stay in there for another feckin' hour. Deliberately just to piss them off. But like I say, they didn't even want to use the toilet, so doing what they did was even worse. Luckily, I told the people that were in the cafe area, so this happened in the indoor market of Ashton. So they seemed to be interested in what happened, so I told them what happened and they were on our side. So that was good. Oh, glad that someone was on our side, because normally when in this situation, when we're having a problem with somebody, usually because of their doing, not our doing, their doing, and we're trying to get justice, normally we get had to go out by every other person. So it was nice to have people on our side for once. Of course, we complained about it afterwards, saying that nobody's ever on our side and we never get any support, but actually we did today, so that was good. We did tell a security man eventually, and he went off looking for the chavs. I'm just glad they didn't. I'm hoping they're not anybody from, you know, the other end of the street, you know, the hooligan chavs. Because imagine, they didn't seem to recognise me or anything. So I don't think they're any one of them. But what if they do live close by, or they're at least friends with the people that harassed me and they describe what happened? You know, they'll be all, the ones from the other end will be all like, oh yeah, that's Wolfie. Oh yeah, she's notorious for doing this and doing that. And then suddenly they'll probably tell them, these kids that harassed us today, they'll tell them all the things that I apparently have done. Oi, stop doing that. Which is, you know, I've been accused of, as you know, of running at them and chasing them and, you know, and trying to grab them when they walk past the gate or the wall. I've been accused of kidnapping kids and God knows what, eating them or something. Whatever, I don't know. So low battery, by the way, just to let you know. So it'll probably cut off in a bit. Oh well, I guess it's very fitting. You know, today we've had a bad day and, well, kind of bad. We've got a ticket as well, so after that problem, and then we had to go out by people from a cafe in the indoor market. Okay, I really want to talk about that, but I'm not sure if I should. I'm gonna do it anyway. I know, at my own risk, I suppose. Okay, so my mum wanted a glass of water and she told me to go to that cafe over there. I don't know if you guys any of my viewers go to Ashton, in particular the indoor market. There's a cafe there that seems to be very popular. You'll know the one I mean. I don't really want to say the name because I don't know. I should name and shame them really. But I don't know if I should. As I'm not really naming and shaming one person, it's the actual cafe. Apparently lots of people have a problem with them, but I don't know why they're still going. This group of older women that were at a table there at the cafe area, they have a problem with the people at the cafe as well. but they wouldn't say what it was. And I don't understand, they were still there at the cafe, so I don't understand why they were there at the cafe if they had a problem with them. But anyway, anybody who goes there will know which one I mean. I know the name of it, but I'm not going to say it just in case. Just in case they see this and I get penalised for it somehow. But I'll give you a hint. All the servers there, or waitresses, or whatever you call them, the staff, wear pink tops. Bright, like fuchsia pink tops, like this colour. So if you know them, you will know who I'm talking about. But anyway, those people, a long time ago, years ago, we used to go there often for our second coffee. We'd go to the cafe. We'd go to a cafe, not that cafe. But we'd go to a cafe, have some lunch, and then at the end of the day, before we go home, we used to have a coffee there. We've stopped doing that. I mean, altogether. We did find a different place to do it, but now we don't do that at all now. But yeah, many years ago, we used to go to that indoor market cafe and have a coffee before they shut. And this girl, it was this particular girl, ginger she was, and she has the smuggest face you've ever wished. And again, if you know these people and you've ever seen these people, you'll know who I mean. She always looks very smug. She walks around like this. Yeah, she's like this all the time, chest out, like big beefy girl she is, big beefy girl. If you don't like a cafe, complain and say why you would not go there again. Like, do you want me to tell you what happened? Right, so this big beefy girl that always has a smug look on her face. I actually know her name, but again, I'm not going to say it, but it begins with a K and ends with an M. And sometimes it can end with a Y. When it's the long version. You'll know the name I mean. K, 3-letter name, starts with a K, ends with an M, but it can also be a long version and it always ends with a Y. So yeah, you'll know the name I mean, it's so freaking obvious. But again, not naming any names or places or people, because I always get penalised for it. So again, I've got to be the good little girl, I can't ever complain about anything, so, or people. So whatever, but you'll know who it is. Well, she had a boyfriend there, and I'd never seen him before, but I saw him start to come around. And I was just my usual friendly self, and I just happened to comment that, she was lucky a girl because she has a boyfriend, he's very handsome, I complimented him, sort of thing, I said, he's handsome. And it's just like what a friend would do, like when a friend sees another friend talking to a boy or is with a boy or whatever, and they say, oh, he's a handsome fellow, isn't he? You snag yourself out. It was just like casual. I was just like casual conversation. He's handsome, she's lucky, whatever. And ever since I did that, she has sort of thought I'm trying to steal him from her. And I'm like, where did you get that from? I didn't do anything, I was just friendly. And I was paying her a compliment for having a good looking boyfriend. I just said he was, handsome. And one day when we were outside, I think it was the time before the very last time that we ended up going there. Sorry, I keep hearing a weird noise. It's like a drill, like a power drill, but there's nobody around here using them. It's weird. Yeah, it's sort of like high-pitched whistling noise that they make. It's like that. Anyway, was he fat? Yes, he was fat. And he was handsome, he was blonde. He was just my type as it happens, but I would never dream about steal anybody's boyfriend. I might get a bit jealous, and surely that would make her feel better, but one day when we're outside having our coffees outside on their little benches that they've got outside, this girl, another girl who looked very similar to the K girl, the girl with the letter K, the one whose boyfriend it is. God, it's hard like this, I'd rather just use names. I'm gonna call her the ginger girl. So the ginger girl had a fellow employee, and also I'm presuming that's her friend as well, who's a fellow big girl, you know. But she has like, I think she had red or brown hair, and it's always like up in one of them bun things that you see them all wearing now. That's kind of all messy at the sides and everything. Well, anyway, she and this ginger girl's boyfriend were all messing about, and she referenced her boobs, something about her boobs, and she was like flirting and acting all giggly and stupid like girls get around guys that they like. And you know what she said? I was right there, right in front of me. She was messing about with this girl's boyfriend and flirting and shoving her boobs on him and stuff like that, and hugging him and God knows what, you know. She was all over him, basically. And she had the nerve to say, I'm after him, and I wanted to steal him away from the ginger girl. The ginger girl was inside at this point. She was not there. I hope you're following this. Is that you? That was freaky. That was freaky. Okay, so she said that. I didn't hear it. It's weird, I didn't hear her say that. Because she, right in front of me, she went, this girl here, she's trying to steal you away from your girlfriend or something. Apparently, I don't know what she said exactly, but it was something like that. My mum heard her say it, but I didn't. My mum was on this side. I was on this side, nearest them. They were like over there. Say this is the building, so there's the entrance, and we were sat at the bench, and they were all there in front of the entrance and just like hanging around and pissing about, messing about with each other. And she had the nerve to say I was trying to steal him. And yet she was, it looked more like she was trying to steal this lad away from her friend or fellow employee or whatever they were to each other. They could be sisters, they look so alike. I don't know her name. I think I probably did learn her name, but I can't remember what it was. But again, I don't want to get penalised, so I'm not mentioning names. But I didn't hear it. My mum made a reference to something like, ooh, like that or whatever. And I said, what? What is it? What did she say? And she went, never mind, I'll tell you later. And when she told me, which was after we left, I was like, why didn't you tell me at the time? Because I would have said something. I would have spoken up for myself. I would have said, excuse me, but I'm not trying to steal him from your friend. It looks more like that's what you're doing. It looks more like you're trying to steal him because of all your flirting and going on about your boobs. So I would have said something like that. But anyway, I guess my mum didn't want to, my mum wouldn't, you know, she probably knew I was going to do that, so she didn't say. But the next time we went, we headed for that area, and they were all outside. And it was almost as if when we were kind of going that way, they all went like this, looked at each other and went, right now. And they all just turned and went in, all simultaneously as we arrived. So me and my mum took that as a hint that, you know, that they were kind of, what's that word? Seeing us off, but without seeing us off, you know. That was like their group effort to let us know we're not wanted there because of me, and apparently the fact that I'm trying to steal her boyfriend, apparently. I thought, what, how does that add up? The fact that I gave him a compliment once, and to her, it's not like I went up to him and went, oh, you're so handsome, and, you know, if I was intending to steal her boyfriend, I would have not even talked to her. I would have just gone up to him and started flirting with him and talking to him. I didn't do any of that. I told her. Or did she think, oh, that's the hint that that's like, you know, her hinting that she's going to try and steal him from me. I don't know. These people just think in weird ways. You'd think she'd felt, well, I suppose that's why she had that smug look on her face all the time. Because she's all like, I have something that you want, that you can never have. And then, of course, she was even more smug when they banned us from going, kinda. When they did that thing to let us know that we're not wanted. And whenever I saw her and passed her, she looked at me in that same way every time, like, It's this smile, I can't do it, really. Hang on, let me try them. It's obviously more subtle than what I'm doing, but it is like that. It's just head up in the air, smiling like that, looking down at you. Oh my god. But anyway, I think that's why they had a go at me today. But it wasn't about that. It was about what had happened with these kids that harassed us. All I did was I walked up to the cafe and said, "Can I have a glass of water for my mum, who's you know, stressed and very thirsty now." And she started just going on with herself and accusing me of taking it out on either them or somebody, all the people around, I guess. God, I hate those people. I hate the people at that cafe. And I think I should be able to name and fecking shame the damn things. Will you get out the way? If I had a girlfriend, I don't think anyone would try to steal me. That's right, I mean, even if I was trying to steal this boy, which I freaking wasn't, if he didn't want to go, I couldn't steal him if he didn't want me. If he didn't want to leave her and go along with me, I couldn't steal him anyway. Because, I mean, you can't really blame the girl or even the guy. You know, you've got to think about the actual person that you're with as well. It kind of takes two to steal someone from somebody else. I've said this before about a certain other person. Although my mum hates their guts for stealing you know who, it's also the other person as well. So say for instance this woman, right, that I'm talking about, the ginger-haired girl. Right, no more play for you. Your paw's upset, your paw's painful or whatever. You've hurt your paw. So that's it now. No more playing. So yeah, that girl shouldn't be worried about me. She should be more worried about her boyfriend. Because, you know, he's the one who would decide if he wanted to be stolen. My mum's always said you can't steal someone. So I could never steal a guy. If a guy wanted to leave their girlfriend for me, then it's not really my fault. It's kind of the guy's fault as well. I mean, if the girl encourages him, that's bad. But if a guy really doesn't want to go with that girl, then he won't go. So it's kind of the guy's fault as well. But he wasn't interested one iota, so she had nothing to worry about. So not only could I not steal a boyfriend away because, well, I'm not an arsehole. I'm not an arsehole. But I also couldn't steal a guy away from another girl because seldom do they want me. They always seem to be loyal to their girlfriends these days. Like, I forgot to mention about how I was out at Morrison's the last week. And, you know, just in general, I could use this one example, but what's the point? I may as well just in general. If I see like a couple together, and I will look at the guy, I mean, obviously I'll look at both of them and I'll smile at them, and the guy won't even smile back. So it's, you know, so nobody wants to ditch their partner for me. Now I don't know whether it's just me or whether it's like everybody these days, but I will admit all these girls are always like saying that men are pigs and stuff, but I don't really think they are, because every man that I've met that's, you know, with a girlfriend, they all seem to be loyal as shit to them. So like I say, they won't, if I see guys with a partner, they won't even look at me, let alone smile. So I'm presuming they're thinking they'll encourage me if they smile at me. I personally am just being friendly, and it would be nice for them to be just friendly back and just smile. It doesn't mean to say that they want to leave their partners for me, but still they're obviously thinking, well, you know, if I smile at her, she'll think that I am interested, so I won't smile at her, you know, that sort of thing. That's what they're thinking, must be. So they all seem to be loyal to their partners, at least when it comes to me anyway. So all the girls have got to be rested assured, because I'm presuming that I've told you this before, that girls just don't seem to like me. I just don't seem to get along with girls very much. My mum thinks it's because they probably feel threatened, like if they've got a boyfriend that I will steal them or something. Like I'm a threat because I'm a single girl. So I must be a threat to all womankind. But they've all got to, you know, if any women watch my streams, they've got to be rest assured that I couldn't steal your man if I tried. Because they're just not interested. But yeah, it's just so weird. Why they all are threatened by me, and yet, what the heck, I'm not a threat to anybody. What the heck? So it's disgusting that they automatically assume that I'm that sort of girl anyway. I would be loyal to. Well, that's nice. Well, that's nice. Sometimes, when it comes to me though, blokes are pigs, yeah. So that's my story for the day. It's not got many viewers or anything, but hey, maybe more people will come. Hey, guess what? I saw Stuart today. I was in the car and I saw him go past. He didn't spot me. But yeah, I saw him go past. He watches my live streams sometimes, I think. I think he's gotten fatter. He looks like he's gotten fatter. When we first arrived at Ashton today, I saw lots of big fat guys. They were so hot. Oh, and yeah, and also remember how I told you that there seems to be lots of men working on the Reverend's property? Like all the time now. Now they're getting new windows put in, and one of the window people is a big fat guy. So I got to watch him out the window. He was really fat and sexy, and he had ginger, curly hair, I think. And I thought, oh, why can't these people work on our property? We do actually need windows doing, but if we had our windows done, it would be with this company that has done the previous windows. Which, as you can see, not long after we had them done, the bloody kids egged the window. So they're ruined now. We can't get the damn egg off. My mum tried to scrub it with a broom. And I was all like, why are you doing that? Because my dad already told you what to do. I can't remember what it was, but you're supposed to do something or use something specific on egg to get it off, but I can't remember what it was, to dissolve it or something. So my dad had just told her that, and then for some reason she came out and used water and a broom to try and scrub it off. So that's why it looks like that. See, she didn't do this one. As you can see, it's all like, but that one you can see she's tried to scrub it and get it off. Do you think it could still come off? I mean, it's been on that on there for years. Low battery, it might cut off any time soon. So yeah, it might. I don't know if you can still get it off at this point because it's so ingrained. But yeah, and one up there as well on the top window. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you the company because they mither you to death. If you go with them once, they mither you to death to get the other windows done. So I'm not going to tell you the company. But with a particular company that did these windows, and I think we're on some kind of deal. So we can't really go with anyone else. But if we could, I'd go with these people because there's a big fat guy. Why can't there be more women like you who love fat men? Yeah, it's weird. I thought there was plenty of them. I've just redone my Tinder profile. It now says in the description, you know, my description, that I'm not impressed by all these muscly guys that are taking their tops off. Remember I told you I've been seeing lots of guys who are muscly lately with the tops off, and I'm like, that doesn't impress me. But there's loads of them on Tinder. There's loads of guys taking with the shirts off as their, or either their main picture or one of their pictures. And I'm like, it really doesn't impress me at all. So I have actually put that in my Tinder profile now, that the muscly guys do not impress me. Because they're all assuming, these men are all assuming that all women are impressed by their their muscles, and I just want to let them know that no, that's wrong. Not all girls are impressed by these muscly guys, these skinny guys with muscles. And there's a certain type of bloke I see a lot on Tinder. There's not really many fat, humble guys on Tinder, is there? They're all these, I don't know, they're a specific kind of bloke. They're like these chavvy, skinny things that think they're so great because they go to the gym and they go on about how active they are. And I don't give a crap. Oh yes, I go on lots of nights out with my mates and get pissed, and like, that really doesn't impress me, mate. I would much rather a guy who is fat and is smartly dressed and wears a suit all the time, or at least a thing, your shirt and nice pants, and not.
Where's the backpack? I can't put the top on. Can you see a parcel under there? It says urban.
There's no parcel under here. I have put your top in there. There it is. It's there. Yeah. Well, I don't think your being fat is the problem, because I see lots of girls with fat guys. Every time I go out, every fat guy I see has got a girlfriend, or isn't interested in me at all, so I assume they've got a girlfriend. So actually there must be lots of girls who like fat men, what a guy looks like. So I don't know what's my problem. Again, I mean, if we go by looks, I would have 10 boyfriends by now. I'm not actually bragging or anything. I'm just saying from what I've heard, blokes saying that they, think I'm attractive. Well, if that's the case, then why don't I have a boyfriend then? So there must be something going on. It must not be about our looks as to why we don't have boyfriends and girlfriends. You know, not having a girlfriend and me not having a boyfriend. It's not about looks in this instance. I think that it's because there's a few reasons. One of them I've mentioned before in a live stream, that people probably think that I'm tapped out of my brain, but chakras. According to this woman that I saw on this video, she says that because the video is entitled something like, or in the description it says, when you see a good looking girl and she complains that she doesn't have a boyfriend, I'm successful, I'm good looking, why don't I have a boyfriend? And then you see an ugly girl or whatever, and she seems to be very popular with men, and like, why is that? So that was what the video was entitled or had in the description. And she explained that the reason why somebody won't have a boyfriend or girlfriend, even if they're good looking, is because their chakras aren't aligned. It's particularly one particular chakra. I don't know about in the men, but I know that the female one is called a chakral chakra, and it's a chakra that's like here, I think, and apparently it holds all of the feminine power, powers that women have, some kind of power that draws people to them and attracts people. So men do have it apparently, but it's not as big as women's. So maybe it's because our chakral chakras must be empty or whatever, I don't know, I don't explain it as good as she does, but that's what she said the problem is. Now I've seen a few guys that complain that women don't like them. I'm actually talking to one online right now. I'm gonna call him Eddie, and he's always complaining about how he wants a girlfriend and how he can't get one and all this stuff. But that's probably because he comes across very desperate and a bit needy. That will put girls off. Nobody likes a guy who's extra needy and whatever, so. Because usually those needy guys turn into freaking possessive things like Sam did. He did. He acted kind of needy when I first started talking to him. And you know how that turned out. So there's that as well. That's a factor. As for me, maybe I come across as needy or desperate or something, I don't know. My mum said I probably do. I don't really feel like I am though. Needy or desperate. I'm just at that point where, you know, I'm thinking my time's running out or some shit, so like, you know, soon I'm gonna be 30, I'm gonna be ugly, no one's gonna fancy me, so where the heck are my boyfriends while I'm still young? Across desperate, whatever. I mean, if I was desperate, I suppose I would have a boyfriend by now, because I would just pick guys who were all wrong for me and, you know, like, they weren't my type. But I'm really picky, so you can't be picky if you're desperate, can you? So I don't think I'm really desperate, because I am really picky about who I will date. Maybe I'm too picky, I don't know. Because I'm on Tinder, as you know, and I'm talking to guys right now, and I don't like any of them, I will admit. Now, if I was desperate, I would probably just go with one of them, wouldn't I? I don't even like them. Yeah, it seems like I'm very picky. Like, I won't go for, like, these guys who, oh God, you know the type, don't you? Like, stick thin or the muscly, and they wear sort of sporty clothes. Like t-shirts and tracksuit type things, and they've got the head all like shaved around the back, and they've got this like clump of hair on the top that looks like, you know, Rylan, that idiot. They got like that hairstyle. Ugh. And they think they're so trendy and with it and stuff. You know, these young guys that just have no substance at all, and they've got like this mop of hair on the head, and they're all shaven, and they've got like some beard thing going on. It's not a beard, it's like stubble, and you can just see it. Or is it the something shadow? Ugh, hate it at all. But I've noticed a lot of guys who think they're trendy and they think they're cool and with it, and well, they might have a bit of money or whatever, and they dress like that. And I'm like, but you don't come across like the kind of guy who has money because you're wearing a tracksuit. But you see him in this, what is it? There's a program on at the moment called Rich Kids Go Skint. And I'm like, they don't look rich. If you look at them, they just look like a chav. They might be wearing designer gear, but the clothes aren't really posh. They're not wearing a suit or a shirt or anything. They don't look businessy. They don't look posh because they're wearing tracksuits or a t-shirt and jeans. And that might be £100 t-shirt, £5,000 jeans. I don't give a shit. You're wearing a t-shirt and jeans, you can get it from a thrift store. Do you know what? Even if I was rich, I wouldn't even buy that stuff. I would not buy ordinary clothes that cost a lot of money like that. There's one in Crown Point North. There's a shop that sells all these ordinary clothes, and they're nothing special. They're just a t-shirt or jeans or whatever, and they cost apparently like £300–500. Now I'm sorry, but even if I was rich, I wouldn't buy that stuff. I would get anything that I needed that was ordinary, like t-shirts, because nobody's going to know it. Anybody who looks at these people aren't going to know. whether that lot that they're wearing, it costs them 10 quid or 1,000 quid. Nobody's going to tell, because they're just ordinary t-shirts and jeans or tracksuits to me. They might look clean, but I can't tell. I can't tell what's sort of designer and what's not. And if they have a name on them, they're so small you can't really see. And if they're like huge, again, it still doesn't look posh. So I'm more impressed by a guy who wears a suit. My battery is slow. Yeah, it's not even moving the timer thing. I don't think anybody's seen this. Yeah, it's 2%.